And so it begins. I often find it difficult to try and pull out any type of inspiration from these next two chapters. And for this Christmas reading challenge, I would argue that it would probably serve us all better to read chapters 22 and 23 much earlier in the holiday season. Lines are long, and you find yourself in the midst of the hustle and bustle, and the waitress gets your order wrong, and the waiter is rude, and people cut you off in the parking lot. You have that reminder of exactly what this season is about. But here we are at the beginning of what some people thought was, and what many people still believe was the end of a ministry. But it wasn't. And that is maybe the biggest reason for me getting out of my own way, for thinking that I was too intelligent to be a believer in Christ. And let me try to explain it this way. You see, it's not at Christmas time, it's at Easter time. It's on Good Friday when I watch the one time a year, The Passion of the Christ. And it's not a tradition, it's not an allowance, it's not entertainment, it's a forced commitment. Because I cannot bear it more than once a year. Now, growing up, I was never accused of being the toughest kid in the neighborhood. As a matter of fact, those who know me the best would undoubtedly attest to the exact opposite. But most people would afford me the benefit, I think, of a decent amount of fortitude, having survived Marine boot camp and serving in the Corps. Most would probably allow for the fact that via my training, if nothing else, I was willing to sacrifice much for that in which I believe. And you see, that is where the logic brought me back to Christ. I don't believe that I could have gone through any amount of training that would take me to the cross for something I didn't believe in. So how could I possibly come to a conclusion then that Jesus Christ willingly went to the cross for a lie? He sees his disciples scattering, the people turning on him, them choosing Barabbas over him. For a lie? What's the end game there? I can't get my head around. I couldn't get my head around that. And the more investigating I did, the more pursuit of truth I took steps towards. It couldn't have been a con job. It couldn't have been a lie. And if not a lie, then truth. And if truth, then therein lies our salvation. And that is what makes this holiday worth celebrating. Merry Christmas, everyone.